Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for watching my new video. In this video, I have a very exciting, challenge because we are going to put two concealers to the test. One is Fenty Beauty, the newest concealer. So I saw a few influencers reviewing this and they were all really positive, but I do have to mention that I think they were all sponsored. Not that a sponsorship means that it's not trustworthy. I absolutely understand that if you are a consumer, you're not an influencer, that you just want to see a review that is not sponsored. I 100% get that. And I'm going to compare it to the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and everyone loves this. I think 99% of the people absolutely love this concealer, including me. So yeah, I'm going to put these two to the test and see if a Fenty Beauty can beat my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I'm going to moisturize my face with Star Skin Organic Cactus Pudding Moisturizer. I'm actually going to do the base only because, you know, this is not really about the look. This is more about the concealers, like this. Also, I'm going to the gym with a full face base on, which is going to be a little awkward. I thought, what's a better way to put this concealer to the test, right? I'm using a little bit of the Hangover Primer from Too Faced. I'm just going to follow the steps that I would like normally do with any look. I'm going in with the foundation from Armani Luminous Silk in number 7. By the way, I'm using my face finish brush from Zoeva, which is a very nice brush to apply your foundation with. So taking a damp sponge, I'm going to kind of like blend everything into each other so it looks more like skin. I remember one day going to the gym with a full face makeup on. It was not like full face, but I did had some natural lashes and, you know, a full face base, but not like smoky eyes or anything crazy. And the reason I did that is because I think the gym was closing and I didn't really have time to remove everything. So I thought, like, you know, F it, let's just go with the flow. And I remember everyone watching, and I don't know if it was a good or bad thing, but everyone was like, and maybe like, I don't know if you live in the States or maybe in England, maybe it's normal over there, but I live in such a small country and people are like kind of like anti full face makeup. So it was just like, I don't know, everyone was just staring at me, so annoying. I was like, girls and boys, I thought it's only makeup. You do you, I do me, you know? So the shade that I'm going to use from the Fenty Beauty concealer is in the shade 230. I believe this is also my shade when it comes to the foundation. By the way, I have no idea where my foundation is because it's just seriously like magically disappeared. I have no idea where my Pro Filt'r foundation is. It's so weird. So usually I would also go in with a corrector because I'm really into correctors nowadays, but I'm not going to because we can't really see the full effect of the concealer. Maybe. Yeah, I think maybe we will have like two different colors under my eyes, but I'm not sure about that. I'm going to put Fenty Pro Filt'r concealer first, like right over here. And I'm also going to use Tarte Shape Tape. By the way, this is in shade light medium. Yeah, this is slightly darker. So I'm going to walk around a little crazy. By the way, if I'm not wrong, I think they recommended to like use this concealer, to apply this concealer with a brush. So I'm going to use my precision tapered brush from Sigma. So just going to blend this. I do have to say that this, like the Tarte Shape Tape, feels a little smoother when it comes to blending the product. Whereas the Fenty feels a little, I'm not sure how to say it, maybe not dry, but a little bit more sticky. Okay, going to apply another layer. Bar is actually really nice, really covering. So I'm going to use the cleaner side to blend the Tarte Shape Tape. Taking my brush. Okay. I'm also going to put a little bit of concealer right here, whatever is left on the sponge. Doesn't matter which concealer this is because we're not testing the chin or the forehead, just the concealers underneath the eyes. So I applied both concealers. Let me have a close look. The Fenty looks a little bit more, but I applied quite a lot and you don't need that much. And with the Tarte Shape Tape, you can actually use a little bit more because now it's a little bit more on top of my skin instead of like really blended into my skin. because the Tarte Shape Tape is a little bit more blended, but I do have to say that I feel like the Fenty is a little bit more covering. I don't know if you can see it, but I do have like a shadow going on right here. And I feel like the shadow is a little bit more visible with the Tarte Shape Tape. Even though the shade is a little bit brighter, so I'm not looking at the color. But if I just look at the concealer, I don't really see any big difference. But we'll see what the translucent powder is going to do. I have two translucent powders. One is in the shade Butter and the other one is in the shade Lavender. And I think this lavender shade is meant for really brightening the under eye. I really love how the design of the Fenty Beauty products look like. I mean, it just looks so luxurious and fun at the same time. And I also really love their packaging. I think it looks so bomb. I also believe the concealer comes in 50 shades, if I'm not wrong. And so we have to give like a lot of props to Fenty for that, because they are one of the few brands that, you know, comes with a realistic range of shades. And I really love that. Let's make sure there are no creases. I'm going to use a tiny bit of lavender to see if this is going to be my color. Just on the outside. I think that will do. So I'm going in with this powder. Oh my god, it smells really nice. So now I'm taking a fluffy brush to blend this. So first of all, the smell is amazing. It feels and it looks really nice and smooth. At first when you apply it, you're like, ooh, this is going to be way too light and too unnatural underneath my eyes. But actually you see that it's quite natural, and the concealer, I felt like the concealer went like a half a shade down, which made it look a little darker, but I don't mind because the concealer was on the lighter side. But you should keep that in mind if you're going to put the powder on top of the concealer. Okay. So when I take a close look, you can see that it is powdery, but it's not like too cakey or too makeup-ish, too powdery. Kind of like that little bit of powder effect that is normal when you do your makeup. I do feel like you can really see my hairs going on, and they're like really tiny. And usually like once in 2 weeks, I remove my facial hair with this thing over here. But I didn't do it for a long time, so maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why it's very visible, but it's like really visible over here. It smells amazing though. Okay, so on the other side, on top of the Tarte Shape Tape, I'm not going to apply the Fenty Beauty translucent powder because let's say it's going to look really good. I'm still not sure if the powder is making it look really good, or, you know, I can't really compare it if I'm going to put a Fenty product over here. So I'm just going to use a translucent powder that I normally use. I use it on top of the Tarte Shape Tape all the time, so I just know how it works with the concealer, so I can really make a fair comparison. The one that I'm going to use is Fit Me from Maybelline. Make sure there are no creases. Okay, like that. So I applied both concealers now with the translucent powders. I'm going to do my makeup real quick because this is going to look really unnatural and pale. So I'm going in with my Laura Mercier cream contour palette and I'm taking a fluffy brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics number 3. And I'm just going to kind of like roughly cream contour, so we don't look like a ghost over there. Going to use a little bit of MAC Give Me Sun real quick to warm up the face. I'm using my Iconic London Liquid Illuminator to kind of like get that natural glow going on instead of like shimmers, and like I don't want it to be too visible that I put highlighter on, you know? I feel like when I feel like faking a natural glow, I always use the Iconic London drops. As usual, I'm going in with my Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist to get rid of all the powder. So I kind of did the rest of my makeup. These are, by the way, my gym brows. And I know it's not like super realistic to go to the gym with a full face. So, but I do have to mention that if I'm just going to sit here all day or just edit some stuff or just do some videos, my makeup actually always stays in place. So you can't really see any difference. So I thought, you know what, I was going to the gym already, so why not just go with a full face and test the concealers. I'm going to quickly set my makeup with the All Nighter setting spray. So that's it. I am going to put on my gym clothing. Maybe I will do some groceries. It is kind of like rainy outside, so I am going to put these concealers to the test. And I'll be back kind of like as late as possible to see if the Fenty concealer is actually really long lasting, what they claim to be. See you guys in 10 hours. So this is how my face looks like after a few exercises. Oh my god, I'm like out of breath. My husband and my sister are with me and I didn't really tell them anything, just that I'm testing out some concealers, and I asked them which side, like, do you prefer, which side looks better, and then they both said the Fenty side. So I didn't tell them which concealer I put on the sides of my face, so we'll see. So this is how my makeup looks like right now. I know it looks very oily on my forehead, maybe a little bit around the mouth, but excuse me, you're in my light. But we're looking at my concealer right now, and my sister says, do you still prefer this side?
I prefer the right side.
So this side, yeah, for you guys. And you said that this was less creasing, and this has kind of like a filter effect.
Right.
And with filter effect, you mean kind of like blurry?
Kind of like smooth. And the other one is creasing too much. And yeah, I like that.
This side more. Yeah. Husband?
Yes.
Okay, first he said this side, and then you had a close look, and then you said this side. So.
And also, the right side has a more highlight effect. And the other side...
You can still see my under eye.
Yeah.
This is the worst lighting you can have. You can see my foundation is faded all over my nose, but my concealer still looks pretty okay. And this side creases a lot less than this side over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. The quality is like so, but this is how it looks like in awful lighting. Hey guys, so I'm back after almost 10 hours. Let me check my phone. Oh, yeah. Exactly 10.5 hours, and I'm still in my gym clothing, but I thought before I'm going to take a shower and go to bed, obviously I wanted to share my thoughts with you. The thing is, I actually asked my husband and my sister, like, which side do you prefer? I didn't tell them which concealer I applied on which side, and so my sister preferred this side, which is the Fenty side, and she's not really into makeup. She loves beauty, but she's not like that much into makeup. I'm not sure if she like even knew that Fenty came out with concealers, so she doesn't even really know the name of the, you know, the concealer, the Pro Filt'r concealer. And the thing is, she actually said, like, I feel like that one has a, like this side has a more filter effect to it, which was really sounded crazy to me, because I was like, girl, it's called the Pro Filt'r concealer. So that's a coincidence, and I thought it was so cool that she actually said that without knowing the name of the concealer. And then my husband said this side all the time. Eventually, my husband said that he preferred this side because he thought that this side looked a little bit more natural. But when he came a little closer, he saw that it creased a little bit more. So he said the Fenty Beauty side as well. And they still don't know which side is what brand. As you can see, my makeup still looks pretty okay for what I've done. And I didn't touch it. The only thing is I applied just a little bit of gloss and something on my lips. The foundation around my nose and my upper lip is completely gone because I have a running nose all the time, so I need to use my tissues. So before I wanted to go upstairs and do the outro and share my thoughts with you, I saw that Jeffree Star uploaded his review of the Fenty Beauty concealer. It's a very good review, but then again, he's Jeffree Star and I'm a little bit more of a mess right now, okay? And he has so much more experience, so you have to definitely check out his review because it's really good. And because of him, I thought, oh my god, I have this in the box, or else I think I would just throw it away because you can't really see it, you know what I mean? So as you can see on this side, I have the Tarte Shape Tape, and it looks super dry, actually more dry and more creasy than normal. And that's weird because I really love the Tarte Shape Tape, and actually it's a super moisturizing concealer, so I'm not sure how that happened. So that's weird. I do see that it's really creasing and it's really dry. On this side, we have a Fenty Beauty. So far, it looks quite okay. Obviously, we are a little dry underneath the eyes, but you know, you always have that. Although they're claiming that this is a non-crease concealer. Yeah, well, I think it's human to have lines underneath your eyes, so it's going to crease a tiny bit. But this is, I don't really think that this is creasing a lot. So this looks actually pretty good for the amount of concealer that I applied on my eyes. Kind of reminds me of the Pro Filt'r foundation because that foundation also had kind of like a blur to it. But that foundation was also a little bit more, I wouldn't really say on top of your skin, but you can, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the Tarte Shape Tape always like blends in with my skin color, with my texture, with the skin texture, and the Pro Filt'r looks better. I do have to say that it looks better. It's way less creasing. It has kind of like a blur to it, which I really love. But at the same time, I feel like you can see where I applied the powder and the concealer. I'm not sure if that's the effect of the powder or the effect of the concealer. I actually have to wear the concealer again with another powder or the powder with another concealer to actually see if both really work. I'm definitely going to do that in another video. But so far, I really didn't think that I was going to say that actually. But I would just choose Fenty Beauty. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to use Tarte Shape Tape because it's still going to be one of my fave. I'm not sure why I creased so much today. As I see myself on the TV screen, I can see that this side is a little bit more blurry. So I definitely understand why my sister really liked this side. But if I look at this side, it's like blended with the skin. You can't really see where the concealer stops. This side, you can really see that. I feel like you can see that I applied it there. You know what I mean? Is there a huge difference between the concealers? Well, texture-wise, yes, because the Tarte Shape Tape is actually, when you apply it, it feels smoother, it glides on easy, and the Fenty one actually feels a little bit more drying, a little bit more matte. Tarte Shape Tape you kind of like automatically use a lot because it just glides on really easily and it's really creamy, and the Fenty one is a little bit thicker, so you don't have to apply that much. But I would just use both. When it comes to blurring, less creasing, and coverage, I would choose Fenty. When it comes to like having a little bit more of a natural look, having a little bit more of a blended look, I would go for Tarte Shape Tape. Yeah, so maybe like Tarte Shape Tape for every day and Fenty for, you know, when you really want to look a little bit more extra. If you are on the oily side, I think you are going to love the concealer. So far, the concealer and the powder are definitely a yes for me. I do want to use both products with different brands to see if they still work really nice. And that is pretty much my conclusion. You guys tell me which side looked better. I know I look super funny with like a pink mustache right now. So that was pretty much the battle of the concealers. As I said, it's definitely yes for me, but I'm very, very curious what you guys think of it, because obviously at the end of the day, everyone is different. Everyone has a different opinion and taste and so on. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, follow me on my other social channels, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!